Hello and welcome back to our EUS Masterclass series. In this final part of our liver anatomy tutorial, we will look at how the portal vein and its branch divide the liver into superior and inferior segments. A key concept in understanding Covenant's segmental classification and planning liver surgery are targeted interventions. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand how to identify this division on endoscopic ultrasound, how to differentiate superior from inferior segments, and why this is clinically relevant. Before we dive into the image, let's understand the basic concept. The portal vein runs horizontally through the liver and acts as a watershed plane, dividing the parenchyma into superior and inferior segments. Superior segments are those located above the level of main portal vein, closer to the diaphragm. Inferior segments lie below the portal vein, closer to the visceral surface. This division is vital for segmental anatomy interpretation and helps define resection planes in hepatic surgery. In this image, we see one of the most fundamental landmarks, the umbilical part of the left portal vein. A horizontal line drawn at the upper border of the umbilical segment effectively separates the superior segments above the line from the inferior segments below it. The structures above the line are closer to the diaphragmatic surface, while those below are closer to the visceral surface. This image helps you visualize the anatomical equator of the liver as defined by the portal vein, a crucial reference point for segmental classification. In the next image, we apply the same principle to the right lobe of the liver. The white line again represents the plane dividing superior and inferior segments. Above the line, we find segments 7 and 8, the superior segments of the right lobe. Below the line, we identify segments 5 and 6, the inferior segments of right lobe. This image is captured from the esophagus, and although the hepatoduodenal ligament can sometimes obscure the view, it still provides a useful overview of lobar segmentation through the caudate lobe and inferior vena cava. Next, in this image, we switch our perspectives to station second, that is, imaging from the duodenal bulb. This view allows us to visualize the right and middle hepatic veins, which play a key role in further segmental subdivisions. The right hepatic vein runs parallel to the gallbladder surface, draining the right lobe. The middle hepatic vein courses towards the neck of the gallbladder, demarcating Cantley's line. At this level, only the right lobe is visible, but the relationship between the hepatic veins and segmental boundaries becomes clear, an important perspective when planning segment-oriented liver sections. Finally, this image demonstrates the drainage patterns of the hepatic veins. The right hepatic vein primarily drains segments 6 and 7, the posterior, superior, and inferior segments. It also drains a variable portion of segment 5 and 8, depending on individual anatomy. Importantly, segment 1, that's caudate lobe, has a direct drainage into the retrohepatic inferior vena cava, bypassing the main hepatic veins. Understanding these venous territories is vital, especially during hepatic surgery, interventional radiology procedures, and when evaluating tumor spread or planning surgical resections. Let's summarize the key takeaways about superior and inferior segment division. The portal vein acts as a horizontal boundary dividing superior segments from inferior segments. This division is clearly seen when drawing a line above the upper border of umbilical portion of the portal vein. The hepatic veins add another layer of segmentation, with the right hepatic vein and middle hepatic vein further dividing the right lobe into functional sectors. Segment 1, that's caudate lobe, is a special case, draining directly into the inferior vena cava rather than through hepatic veins. Recognizing these planes on endoscopic ultrasound helps you accurately localize lesions, plan interventions, and understand complex hepatic anatomy. Thank you for watching this tutorial on EUS imaging of superior and inferior liver segments. With this, you now have a complete roadmap of liver anatomy, from portal venous branching to hepatic venous segmentation and lobar division. See you in the next session.